Hi everyone, my name is Barbara. I'm the owner and founder of Spanish for Kiddos and Math for Bilinguals. And today I want to show you some 3 fun activities that you can do with your kiddos to practice fine motor skills. And a lot of them are just super simple that you can just do maybe in 5 minutes before you do some other activities if you wanted to, or in combination with other things. One of them is the dot a dab, so little dots that you can dab onto, for instance, in this case, figures. And we'll also do this number order and identification of this cute little Easter basket. And of course, you can do some other examples as well. And there's also some other activities you can do for spring, as these, for instance. So let's begin with the first one, which is how to order this Easter basket. One of the things that you want to do, of course, is not only cut those strips, but order them as you are going along. Of course, one of the things I do emphasize is that when you start is go ahead and help your kiddos actually order them first, and then you can focus on pasting them so that you can have them in the correct order, and then they don't have to, if they accidentally put them in the wrong order, then you don't have to straight them out, and then that can be so confusing and kind of tedious as well. So let's go ahead, and I already organized these 1 through 10. You can actually even go through this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that you can do that. And then what I'm going to do, just to save us time, of course, I'm just going to put a little bit on here just to give us an idea what this is going to look like. Now, if they are just beginning to cut and paste, it doesn't have to be pretty like I have it on there, that is all nice and neat one after another. If they want to paste it however they want to, they can. The important part is that they are focusing on the number, and they're focusing on how this figure is coming together. So that's the important part. So as you can see, it's just like a puzzle. You're just trying to get to the idea that things do have an order, in this case the numbers and the figures. So see, I'm just going to do it here just to make something that they can also don't have to be perfect. I mean, we're not going through perfection here. We're actually learning how these numbers and how this figure is coming together. And actually, if you wanted to, I put this on a cardstock paper. If you want to do it on construction paper, you can do so. You can also do it on a paper plate, because this has a little round figure there. If you can see, the Easter basket has a little round figure there. You can do that there. Other ways you can do this, of course, is cut them out and just practice as is, or you can cut them on like I did here you can print them on color paper if you wanted to, and then cut them out and then practice that way. Anything that can help the kiddos understand those numbers and how to follow them along again. So I'm just going to do that one there. So very simple activity. Again, you can cut this out if you wanted to. You can frame this however you want to. I have other recommendations on the blog that you can do that as well. So don't stress out if this is not perfect. The important thing is that we're just following a simple number identification here. So that's one thing. Another fun activity, I think, it is this painting, or dot a dab if you want to, just little dabs on there. And I think this is so much fun, and I think if your kiddos do love painting, this is a great activity to do, especially if you are practicing numbers and practicing colors and shapes in this case. So I have 3 different shapes. There's other shapes, of course, that you can do. Of course, we have the triangle, the square, and the circle, triángulo, cuadrado, y círculo. And I also have other practices, of course, on the blog at Math for Bilinguals that you can also look at if you want to. Say, for instance, if you're practicing purple and you want to focus on purple, you can do something about purple. So you can say color the triangles purple. So you can do that. And of course, this is a good time to emphasize either how to hold your dab. Now, you don't want to hold them this way that you can put too much pressure on there. You just want a gentle dab, just like you were holding a pencil. Of course, you want to hold the paper too, right? So just a gentle dab as you are moving along with the dabs. And I also emphasize that you are going to move from left to right. So you're going to be writing this way. So this is a good practice to do that, left to right. And a very simple exercise. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, my dots are not perfect. But of course, taking the time to do it is also a good exercise to emphasize to the kiddos that this is how you want to take our time in writing. You don't want to rush it. You want to practice writing text, practice. So the next one I'm going to do is the square. And again, I'm going to take my time to go through each circle. I don't want to rush. My writing is not rushed, that I go like this. I want to take my time to write my A's, to write my B's, to write my number 1. So this is a good practice. And besides, I don't know if you notice, but if you ever do this exercise, this is very relaxing. It relaxes also those muscles in your hands if you wanted it to. And it just inspires the kids to just take their time, not to rush. Because when you rush, of course, you just can't see it. So when you are writing and you rush through your writing, you can't see what you're writing. So, but if you take the time to do it slowly and steady, you can actually practice what you're doing. And so, for instance, here I'm doing the circle orange, and I'm taking my time to go through this so that I'm right-handed, but if your kiddo is left-handed, this is also good practice to actually switch that paper or to just change it a little bit so that they don't have to, so that when they're writing, they're not writing this way, that usually if you have a left-handed child, it doesn't smear on their hand, but they actually even see what they're writing as they're doing. I'm not going to do it because I'm not left-handed. And as you notice that, also I'm going to just tilt my paper a little bit. Just tilt my paper. Oh, I'm going to grab some more paint. Hang on. I'm going to tilt my paper just a tiny bit. Not a whole lot. Just enough so that I can have a good grasp on my tool, whatever it is that you're using. You can use a brush, you can use a marker, you can use a dotted dab, painting if you want to. But all of that, of course, whatever you use, it just takes practice. Even if it is those pencils, small pencils, large pencils, pencils that are for preschooler and kindergartens, you can do that as well. Okay? I think that's a great exercise that you can do. And of course, you can do all of them. Look something like this if you wanted to. Practice one at a time. Practice one a day if you want to. This is a good way to do it. And of course, we have our cutting strips. These are very simple, and I've already done some here. But the good point to do here is, I'm going to emphasize this, and I emphasize that if you have a left-handed child, some scissors comes this way, so it doesn't emphasize whether it's right-handed or left-handed, so they have a good grasp on that pair of scissors so that they can cut. So it's not this forceful cutting that they have to do, but there's actually a very gentle. So I've seen some kids have a very hard time, of course I'm not left-handed, a very hard time to handle that pair of scissors. You want just a gentle hold on that pair of scissors, and it also comes with, of course, when you are writing. So you just want a very gentle cut. You don't want to force that there. There's other ways to do it, of course. Notice how I am tilting my paper gently so that I can cut. So the same way as left-handed, just tilt it gently, tilt it a little bit so that they can cut, and then they have success. They feel accomplished at what they're doing, and they don't feel frustrated, because cutting and writing is one of the challenging parts of many, not just bilingual students, but many other students as well. So I hope you enjoyed this quick overview of fine motor skills. I know there's a lot of other practice out there that you can do, and I'll bring more on my next video. So I hope that you like this video. Please let me know, send me your feedback, send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please do let me know. I love to hear from you, and I hope you join me next time. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.